So let's talk about this, whether Trump is right about this rise in white supremacy. I think that it's certainly true that there is a rise in white supremacy. I think it has to do with the fact of what's happening in Europe. I mean, there's been this massive, unvetted influx of people who, many of whom are antithetical to Western, have values that are antithetical to Western values. I mean, this is the thing. So the AP runs a fact check on this, on Trump. And they start to say, well, the Southern Poverty Law Center says there's been an explosion of hate groups. The Southern Poverty Law Center, if you want to see a great 5-minute video of this, John Stossel has one over at Reason. You can check that out. The Southern Poverty Law Center is a hate group. They are a hate group dedicated to demonizing anyone who disagrees with them. They've called Ayaan Hirsi Ali, a former Muslim who was mutilated, who was chased out of her homeland because of people threatening her, of Muslims threatening her. They call her, an anti-Muslim extremist. The Family Research Council, which believes in traditional families and marriage, they call them a hate group. They are a hate group. So you using them to prove this shows that you've got nothing. You have got nothing. They keep saying, oh, the FBI, the Justice Department says there's been a rise in hate crimes. And that's true. But guess who the rise is against? It's against the Jews. There was a drop, 11% drop against Muslims. And listen, I don't mean to attack Muslim people. I know there are plenty of great Muslim people. That's not the point. But of the top 14 major wars going on in the world right now, of the top 14, 13 of them involve Islam. That's Muslims killing Muslims, Muslims killing Christians, Muslims killing Jews, Muslims killing everybody. So it can't be our fault. It can't be the fault of all those different people. There is obviously something wrong in the House of Islam. Now, I think there's something wrong in the Catholic Church with all these, all this child molesting, but there's something wrong in the House of Islam with all this violence and hatred and attempts to dominate societies elsewhere. This is true. And if you can't say that, if you can't talk about that, what do you think happens? Do you think that decreases hate if you don't talk about it? This is a thing that they've been trying to do for years. We're talking about restricting information. Back in the 80s, the New York Times, which was then actually still a newspaper, they stopped telling you what color perpetrators were in crimes because they were black. So many of them were black. And they thought that fed into bigotry. But if you're not telling us that point of information, how can we draw the picture? It's because they don't want us to draw the picture. And so when they're showing us that, they'll come out with lines, I think it's the Anti-Defamation League, which is a left-wing organization. When they come out with things and they'll say, well, 71% of domestic terrorism is white supremacists. Hey, white supremacists are bad people. And I'll talk about that too. But white supremacists are bad guys. This is a bad philosophy and there's violence. But when you say 71% of terrorism, what percent of terrorism has to be Islamic when Islamic people constitute less than 2% of the American population? So, I mean, this is, why twist these statistics to get where you want to go if people are going to discover that that's not the truth and it makes them all the angrier?